Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eric and I like to read, and today I'm going to be doing an indie bookshelf tour. So for this video, I'm going to go through the books that are on my indie bookshelf and show you guys all the indie book submissions that have arrived to me through my blog or through people reaching out to me. So I'm mainly going to highlight the top shelves. Right now I'm sitting on the floor in front of the rest of the shelves, which is just like books that just, I don't know where to put them, so they end up down here. These are also ARCS, so I'll go through those. But I'm gonna mainly go through the top shelves talking about my indie books. I made myself a nice cup of tea. We're just gonna have a great time. I don't know if I'm gonna do descriptions for a lot of them. I'm probably just gonna pull the book out, say the title and the author, and then move on, kind of like I did in my bookshelf tour for Marcus's books. So I'll do it in similar style, but if there's any books that I do want to like make a little side note about, then I will. This video was actually a suggestion that one of my viewers, they wanted to know what indie books I have on the shelves. So it was kind of like their suggestion, and I was like, well, I could do a whole book tour of that because I have like 2 full shelves full of indie books. So yeah, I decided to put together this thing, show you guys all the indie books. These are all the books that like I'm pulling out of my TBR jar. So now whenever you see me pulling books out of the TBR jar, you'll be like, oh, I remember that one from the video. So yeah, anyways, let's get into it and I'll show you guys all the books I have. Okay, so we'll start off on the top shelf. So most of these are indie books that were sent to me by authors. There are a couple that were actually giveaway wins, so I'm going to talk about the giveaway wins first, and then I'll show the rest. So the first 2 are White Dancing Elephants and Beyond a Reasonable Stout. These are 2 books that I won for a Goodreads giveaway, so these ones are just here because I didn't know where else to put them. Then we have Finding Your Voice, A Path to Recovery for Survivors of Abuse by Minette Morgan. This was sent to me for a blog tour. Then we have The Lost Flowers of Alice Hart, Bitter Orange, and The Stranger Upstairs. These books were all sent to me by Anansi Press, which is a publishing company in Toronto, Ontario. In the Shadows of the Hanging Tree and American Flowers by Michael A. McClellan. The Infinite by John Ackers. Red Eagle, The Red Stick War in Alabama. Decoding Persistent Depression, Book 1, Mysteries and Mindsets by Dr. Roger D. Pietro. Destroying Their God, How I Fought My Evil Half-Brother to Save My Children by Wallace Jeffs. The Fractured Life of Jimmy Dice by Ronan Ryan. Gill's World by James Murdo. A Man Too Old for a Place Too Far by Mark W. Sass. Not Gods But Monsters in a Prison of Flesh by Joshua Banker. And if any of you have watched my TBR jar picks when I try and pull one out, I'm always scared to get this one because this is a giant chunker of a book and it really intimidates me. So this is the one I'm always scared to pick. So if you ever see me get Not Gods But Monsters, I'm going to be crying inside. A Better 10 Commandments, A Guide to Living Life with and on Purpose by James Miller. Sir Blunder, A Bedtime Story for Big People by Walter Kerr. Eli Nelson and the Prophecy of the Child by Michael Bann. Jack Be Quick by Benjamin Thomas. Chronicles of the Antichrist by J.M. Harrison. This one always just, I don't know, this cover is enjoyable. More Than a Game by A. Vasiliev. Think, Laugh, Cry in 100 Pages, Shorts and Plays by William Baga. Our Baby Was Born Premature, The Same Way He Was Conceived by Paul Alexander. Precept by Matthew DeLacy Davidson. Marketing the IRS by Philip M. Leon. My Life with Migraine by Earl Levinstein. Divine Choreography of Redemption, Setting the Eternal Saga in Time by William E. Jefferson. Mana City by Geoffrey Pierce. Radiant Shimmering Light by Sarah Selecki. And this actually isn't an indie book. This is just one that I got in a book box a very long time ago. It was actually my first book box collaboration and it was on Instagram. So yeah, this one ended up on this shelf. And Amy, The Story of a Coram Foundling, Part 1. That is the last book on the top shelf. Moving on down to the next shelf, I have some more indie books here. And then these are just kind of random books that I didn't know where to put them. So let's go through the indie books first. Garden of Salt and Stone by A.L. Burgess Jr. All the Ways You Can Face the Sky by Farlow Ben Truman. Alfred, the Boy Who Would Be King by Ron Smorinsky. Bollywood Invasion by Ricardo Alexanders. Saving Bobby, Heroes and Heroine in One Small Community by Renee Hodges. The Palm Reader by Christopher Bowron. Terminal Core by Lynn Stagletter. From Wrath to Ruin by Justin Enos. Death Before Dishonor by Kenny Hyman. The Silver Horn Echoes, A Song of Roland by Michael Aging and Steve Arnold. The Living Miracle, A Love Story by Donna D. Val. Mona Ashley by Richard Levine. The Beauty of the Fall by Rich Marcello. Mayhem, Murder, and Marijuana by Arik Kaplan. It Is About You, How American Government Works and How to Fix It by Deborah Couples. Dead Fix by Douglas Stewart. Tom and Lovey, Under the Moon, Into the Wood by G.R. Jerry. Arc Light, Operation Nightfall by J.M. Myrick. Storm Raven by Kay Hansen. A Mentor and Her Muse by Susan Sage. Mask of the Nobleman and Monstrosity by Laura Diaz d'Arc. And then Camembert by Maria Sichos. This author is actually a local author from Toronto, and they sent me this ARC. It's an LGBTQ plus book, and I'm really looking forward to eventually getting to this one. I'm not going to do these books because these are just like random books that aren't indie or anything. So yeah, that's just a random pile there. And then the last shelf we'll go over here is my ARCS shelf. So these are all ARCs that were sent to me by either HarperCollins or Penguin Random House. So I'm going to start on this side because I have a little bookmarker here. This is kind of like my separator where I know is like the last spot I ended for ARCs. So I've actually read all of these ones and I haven't read these ones. Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron. This book I strongly recommend. I loved it. A Treason of Thorns by Laura E. Weymouth. The Speed of Falling Objects by Nancy Richardson Fisher. I also recommend this one. I would say 10 out of 10. I loved this book. If you like survival stories, then this is the one for you. Crier's War by Nina Varela. This was before they had a final cover for it, but once again, I also loved this book. This is like a perfect blend, I think, of like sci-fi and fantasy, so definitely check this one out. Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera. Just Breathe by Cami McGovern. This is also a great book. Loved it. This is dealing with kids with cystic fibrosis and a really amazing friendship that they formed together. Seven Deadly Shadows by Courtney Alameda and Valin E. Miteni. This one's great for Japanese folklore. If you like that kind of stuff, then you will definitely like this fantasy book. Not So Pure and Simple by Lamar Giles. Red Hood by Elena K. Arnold. The Only Child by Mi A. Seo. Love Boat Taipei by Abigail Hing Wen. Frozen Beauty by Lexa Hillier. A Phoenix First Must Burn. And this is a collection of short stories by a bunch of authors, so I won't go through all the titles. I would strongly recommend this if sci-fi and fantasy are your genres. Which is Steeped in Gold by Sienna Smart. Tell Me When You Feel Something by Vicki Grant. Now we're going to go into the rest of the books, which are ones I have not read yet. We Are Not From Here by Jenny Torres Sanchez. Miss Meteor by Taylor K. Mejia and Anna Marie McLemore. Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. Master of One by Jada Jones and Danielle Bennett. Love in English by Maria E. Andrew. The Jigsaw Man by Nadine Matheson. Find You First by Linwood Barclay. Incredible Doom by Matthew Bogart and Jesse Holden. The Unpopular Vote by Jasper Sanchez. The Darkness Outside Us by Elliot Schreffer. Dark and Shallow Lies by Ginny Myers Sane. And lastly, Hello From Here by Chandler Baker and Wesley King. So those are all my books that are on my indie top 3 shelves up there. Let me know in the comments down below if you have read any of these books or if any of these books interest you. I'm eventually going to get to all of them because they're all in my TBR jar, and then the ARCs I'm just making my way through. But I am really looking forward to seeing what your thoughts are on my indie books that I have. I know there are so many more indie books out there, and indie books are very important, and I think we should be uplifting them and getting those books out to other people so that they can know about them. So yeah, I'm very excited to read a lot of these, and I'm curious to see what you guys think as well. And now for our independent bookstore shout out.
Okay guys, so today's independent bookstore is for Hogger Books. in Vancouver, British Columbia. This is their website where they got different reels. Ooh, new fiction. I've been seeing this book everywhere. Oh, that's all they got. And then they have mysteries and thrillers. Nice. And of course, oh, this looks like such a cute little bookshop. Of course, you can go check out all their books and browse and see all their different options. You should try and read Dune soon because that movie's coming out. So if you want to read the book before, then there it is. And yeah, lots of cool options. So definitely check this place out. It's in Vancouver, British Columbia. And that's hagerbooks.ca.
If you guys want to support me, I have a Patreon and a Ko-fi page, which I'll put in the description down below, as well as a link to buy my bookmarks. You guys know the drill. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button so you get notified when I post new videos. I post my videos on Mondays and Thursdays. And until next time, keep on reading.